Hi, my name is Heather. Welcome to my channel. I am an inspiring author who likes to write thriller, slice of life, fantasy, YA, just basically anything I want, really. But for the past couple of years, it's really been historical, fantasy, action adventure, like a swashbuckling type of story. Particularly this one series that the first book of which is nicknamed Waves, and it's got assassins, pirates, witches, set in the Middle East in the 1600s. So today is January the 21st, and I know that's kind of late to be doing one of these types of videos, but I came up with a plan for the year back in December, and I already need help holding myself accountable. You see, I make these plans, and they're good plans. Like, they're good plans. They get me, if I were to follow them, they would get me exactly where I want to go. But I do this thing where I make these plans, and then I think, oh, well then I'm gonna do this instead. Suddenly, now I just want to play video games all day. I don't want to write. And I can't do that. I cannot do that, especially if I want to be a published author. So I have made my plans, I've printed them out, I look at them, but I'm hoping by talking about it and sharing it with others that I can hold myself more accountable. Especially since the first vlog that's going to be on this channel is going to be for a fantasy story it's not even on this list. It's not even there. It's on this one, which is everything I want to get done ASAP, like write it now. These are the stories in your heart, Heather. But it's not a one I expected to get to this year. So you'll probably notice the start that I have two words of the year, that one says year 4, one says year 5. That is because I decided to take writing seriously as an author in July of 2019. So right now I'm still in year 4, and so that word is create, and then next year it's going to be grit. And then you might notice that I have all these different categories. So what I did was just thought, if my year was perfect and I did nothing but write every day, all day, what would I want to see done? And then I just made that list. And then I broke it up into tiers of how far am I to get, what's the most important, that nature. So I have my non-negotiables, and there's already kind of like, I don't know what I was thinking, except wish fulfillment. So with Waves, I am currently in the second draft. I'm kind of halfway through it. I'm in Act 3, but I started in Act 2, so we'll say halfway for simplicity's sake. So this is my top priority. This is number 1. It is the start of a series, which was not the original intention, but as we all know, sometimes concepts and ideas get away from us, and I could not do the story justice with one book. And because of that, I think I'm going to go after self-publication for it, because it is going to be a series. So I have the second draft here. I'm going to see it through to the end so I can publish it next year. Then I have Whispers, which is the sequel, the second book in the 4-book series. And I wrote the rough draft in October to December of 2022 last year. So I was hoping to finish that as well, because I was just spamming a lot of Brandon Sanderson, who said, write a book in a year. So I was like, okay, I wrote it last year. I got to do it this year. But this one's number 1. And I'm kind of thinking, oh, if I don't finish that entirely, what if instead I finish another tier? And that would make up for it, right? I don't know. We'll see. Then I've got this, my professional development course / book goal, which I will talk about more in a minute. So we also have these other tiers. This is like, oh, if I could do this, or if I can complete Waves, then I can do these. Ashes, I'm super excited for that. It is a companion novel to the Waves series, but it is featuring side characters, and it is more spy, assassin, witch, no pirates, but it takes place in a single city in the Ottoman Empire, and it's a heist novel. It's a heist novel. How fun is that? Getting a little like Ocean's 11 over here. So I'm really, really wanting to write that. I cannot wait. And then I have the Thanksgiving Day songs. Okay. That started off as a joke about like writing a blues song called The Food's All Gone. But it's a year of following through and trying to see things through. So why not? Why not try to write Thanksgiving Day songs? I feel like the world might need them. Then I've got outlining the books that finish out the Wave series. So these are the last 2 books in the series. Reality speaking, these are definitely more important than that. But heist novel. But no, yeah, that's more important. So I'll probably do that first. And then, of course, this is just the pipe dream of things that I've always wanted to write and just haven't yet. Again, heist novel, rough draft. Then Outlining Donovan, which is a fantasy. Then Famous, which is more fairy tale-esque. And then Darkened Hearts, which I can't even believe I'm talking about it because it is a fanfic, which, again, I will talk about later. And then one short story. And the reason why I put that at all is because I'm not really good at shorter forms. I prefer the novel, but I do have ideas for short stories, so why not? Why not try? Alright, so with Waves, as you'll see in the vlogs, I am in developmental edits, so I kind of just really quickly wanted to go through the short-term goals with that, just so we're all on the same page going forward. Here is my whiteboard for it, and as you'll see, Act 3 complete, and then I'm going to start on Act 1. Now, I have this to keep me accountable. I'll cover that more in just a second, but all of this is like my accountability wall. I got this idea from Struthless on YouTube, and this from Katie Tastic again on YouTube. But the reason why I don't know how to say how far I am in the goals here is because I've done the rewrites for Act 2 entirely. Kind of asterisk, put a little pin in that. I'm almost done with Act 3, and I hand wrote, actually, the revisions for Act 1, so I just need to type that up. I did it that way because I have major anxiety, and again, I've never done this part of the process before, so I just handwrote it because that's what I knew to do as a kid, and that was my starting point. But you'll see if once I finish a scene, I take it down and I put it in a little treasure chest because, again, pirates. Then I have a Kanban board, and these are all scenes. These are the scenes that I have left for Act 3, which, oh my gosh, almost there, so excited. This is all Act 1, which up to scene 19 are rewritten, and so we'll just go from there. That's what I'm currently doing, as you'll see in the vlog, and that's what I've done so far this month. So I am doing my goals. I'm just lollygagging. Okay, so the pins that I kind of put in there, please take those back out. We're going to talk about it now. Darkened Hearts. That is a story I have had since like 2004, and it is a Kingdom Hearts fanfic, but it has like original characters just set in that universe. And what I would do is I would use that story to try new techniques. I would try different points of view, different syntaxes, different structures, different ways to tell the same story. I used to do that a lot. Like, that was my thing before I would then take those concepts and apply it to original fiction. That, like, most of the time I never finished. And I never finished Darkened Hearts either. So that's kind of just like something I want to do for myself, for like that child in me, you know, because those characters deserve that story to be told. I want that conclusion. I want to be able to hold it and say, wow, I did it, which I guess is the reason why I'm writing all these stories. But yeah, so that's that one. And with regards to why do I have so many sticky notes, isn't that kind of superfluous? Yes, I think so. but it is good motivation for me. See, there are some people who can say, oh, if I do this, then I get that. I am not one of those people. I have tried. I'll tell myself, oh, Heather, if you finish this chapter, you can go eat that chocolate cake you've been wanting. But here's the problem. The cake is in the kitchen. Like, literally what's stopping me? Like, my willpower? No. No. It doesn't. So it doesn't work. I just end up eating the cake. And then I have no work, you know? But with the sticky notes, those mean I have finished that scene. And I cannot take them down until I finish that scene, or otherwise I would be a liar. And I don't want to be a liar. So that's my accountability process. I have the two because I like bright colors and I really, really, really like taking down the sticky notes. So I get to do it twice, and I don't know, gives me that dopamine hit, makes me really happy. Another thing is, after March 30th, which is the deadline for Waves, the second draft, I don't have like a time frame, a concise time frame for Whispers and the PD and all that stuff. So I know what I'm doing precisely until March 30th. And then April 1st, I'm going to print out what I have done of the second draft, and I'll cover more of that process in a vlog. But I'm going to print it out and let my husband read it and tell me what he thinks of it and the direction that it's going in. And then after that, I think I need to let it sit for a bit, so I will probably start on Whispers and read that rough draft and make notes of what I need to revise. But I anticipate it going to need a lot of developmental edits as well, so I don't know if I will start on that or continue with Waves. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, because this is very new to me, all new thoughts. It's probably a good time, as he's reading Waves, for me to do that professional development stuff that I was talking about. So I'll do that. But then I will need to know what to do. So again, if you have any thoughts, please let me know. I'm going to confer my craft books, see what they recommend, and go from there. So that's it. Again, I just want to reiterate, my utmost goal is to finish Waves. I want to get it published next year. I've been working on it since 2019, since July of 2019. This was the story that I sat down and said, I am taking this seriously. This is what I'm going to write. And I still stand by that. So I want to get it done this year and see about publication next year. Again, considering heavily self-publishing. So the plan is to vlog that process as I go through developmental edits. I know that after draft 2, which is the major plot developments, I'm still going to have a lot of things to change and tweak. I'm really going to start looking at character arcs, because unlike the movies that I've mentioned as being a huge like contemporary like comp titles, those typically have flat character arcs, and my book does not. And so I really need to look at that and strengthen it, make sure it's consistent all the way through. So I hope that you join me for this journey as I navigate these new things. Hopefully there's stuff you can take away from it, so hopefully there's stuff I can learn. I am hoping to post a video once a week. However, I am unwilling to let this get in the way of words in my manuscript. I have a 300 word minimum goal for myself this year. I've yet to break that, despite already encountering a bunch of stuff, as you'll see in the vlogs. But again, the writing comes first. This is really just a show of my process, how I'm doing it, and wanting to meet other people who have that same passion, that same goal. Anyways, thank you for joining me. If you like this, please consider subscribing, and I really hope to see you next time. Have a good day.